What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing how to best shiny hunt Gible in Pokemon Legends ZA. We covered this in a video over a week ago, but I want to show a more consistent way for all users. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting my work by joining the PanFro Games membership. And let's dive in. Now, Gible only spawns in Wild Zone 8. It is a 8% chance of spawning, and it shares a spawn point with Gible. Now, this method is only going to go for holes that spawn in the front of the area. The ones in the middle aren't great because they leak. Now, there are going to be 5 spawn points in the front. There's going to be one here, one here, one here, and then one here, and then one here. Now, there is a 6th one that is technically counts as the middle, but it's literally going to be like right next to this house right here. These little like stalls. It's like literally going to be right here. So right behind it. Now, when you do first go into Wild Zone 8, you'll actually see a total of 3 holes in the front. So 1 hole, 2 holes. Those are valid holes. We got 1 hole on the left. That's a valid hole as well. So we're going to duplicate those holes from 3 to 6. And just like I covered in my Chessman video, my Onyx video, essentially, we're going to duplicate those holes so we get multiple spawns. We're going to get both a Gible spawn and a Gible spawn from an adjacent hole, meaning we're going to be getting 3 Gibles and 3 Gibles each time. So we're going to have to do this process 3 times to set it up on Switch 2. Now, that's the other thing. The comment section on my previous video was like, well, this works on Switch 2, but I can't get it to work on Switch 1. And yeah, Switch 1 is actually a completely different method that we're going to cover in a later section of the video. Now, before we begin, I will recommend that we refresh our day. Start on a fresh day, probably not a fresh night. And there's actually no big difference, but just in case you get the day-night time loading cutscene, it will make an issue with a step. It will essentially ruin us bringing a Pokemon from out of the zone to back into the zone. We don't want to mess with any of that. So we're just going to start on a fresh day. This gives us 16 minutes, and hopefully the 16 minutes is enough, and if not, we can just sit at a bench. The bench or the flying resetting will not remove any of the additional spawns, so you don't have to be concerned about that. So we're going to be doing the Switch 2 method first, and to start, we're going to fly to Wild Zone 8. We're on a fresh day, and we need to find an Alpha Gible. Now, this is very annoying because Alpha Gible is the only Gible in this zone that pretty much knows how to use dig, because the other Gible are not high enough level to know dig, which is funny enough because they spawn in holes. Like, how did they get in the holes in the first place? But it has to be from Gible that are within the 6 spawns. So we can see we got 1, 2 holes here, and then we got the close hole right here. So we got 3 of the 6 spawns. You're always going to be getting 3 of the 6 spawns at the beginning, but we didn't get an alpha. So essentially, we're just going to be looking for an Alpha Gible in one of the front spawns. Oh, 2 hole. There we go. So on hole number 2, and there's no hole number 3 over there. And you can see we got our 3rd hole over there. We got ourselves an Alpha Gible. Now we are going to go ahead and aggro it. And I'm not going to aggro any other of the Gible. I don't want any other Pokemon to come out of their holes. I just want to make sure that we get the Alpha Gible. Now, I will say, these guys are going to be annoying. I'm just going to KO these guys. They have no effect on the holes, like whatsoever. I just don't want to deal with them. So we got a Gible, right? And just remember, this is where the Gible spawned from, was like the close hole. All right, so we got dig. This is the move we need. We need him to use dig and then pop out on the outside. Unfortunately, I was too slow because I was not expecting him to do that immediately. So what we need him to do is use the move dig, which they always have dig, and then go outside when he uses dig, and then we're going to save our game and then reset our game right when he does it. Okay, so he uses dig, we're outside. Save your game. The moment he pops out, essentially, he's going to de-aggro, so you can save your game, and now you can reset your game, and now we have moved his spawn position from outside of the area, but he's still going to be right outside there, and now we can actually break his leash and then duplicate his spawn. Now we are back. He is aggroed immediately, and we need to take him a little bit further back, but we actually don't want to take him too far back. And the big reason for this is we just want to save time and steps at the end of the day. So what we're going to do is we need him to chase us, and he can be a little bit annoying sometimes. He's being very annoying right now. He's being very naughty. All right, he's coming. So we need to make it so he walks back by himself. And then we're actually going to chase him back. So he won't re-aggro on us when we do this. We're just going to sprint with him. And then right when he touches this step right here, we're going to pause our game. We're going to save our game. And then we're going to reset our game. Now, in the previous video, what I was doing was I actually took him out all the way back there at the, you know, right when he broke his chain and saved. The issue of that essentially is it wasn't consistent on getting additional holes to come in, but also it made it just more steps. This is essentially a step reduction way. All right, so we're here with our Alpha Drillbur, and we're just going to drop a pin right on ourselves, and we are just going to run away. We're going to run away, and we're going to go back 65 meters from him. Now, if you get his attention, just get 65 meters away and just wait for him to walk back to his spot. Now we are going to save our game and reset. This is essentially, you know, the same step that we've done for every single one of these videos. This is essentially telling the game, hey, the Pokemon is far enough away. You need to put back the spawn. You need to put back the original spawn, but we still have this Drillbur. So this is going to allow us to set up for the next Pokemon spawn. So now that we're here, and if you went beyond 70, you would have despawned the Drillbur, which would have been very bad. So do not go beyond 70. 65 is safe. It's always my go-to. Technically, 60 to 70 works, but I like 65 because I have the perfect pin. So what we're going to do now is we are going to bring the Drillbur to the front. We want him right on top of the gate. And we don't need him to actually use Dig. Okay, so that's good enough. Right on top of the gate. Save your game. And now we're going to reset our game. Now, Drillbur is outside. We are inside. Make sure that you have your 3 original holes set up. Pretty much we have one hole here, another hole there, and then we have a hole right here. So these are the 3 front holes. The hole that is literally right here does not count. That is not a real hole that matters for this method. So we have 3 holes, and what we need to do is we need to put a pin on the Drillbur. Now, this part is some new tech. And we need to run 70 meters away, but we do not want to activate any of the Drillbur. Now, by running 70 meters away, we are going to despawn him just like any other Pokemon. But it's also going to despawn the holes, and it's going to give us a new bunch of holes too. So you can just honestly just run up to the side over there. That's going to give you 85 meters. And then we can see if our holes are good. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then we have a 4th right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have actually done a successful overload. Now, if you do not have a successful overload, just redo that process right there. Just make sure you run all the way back. You can literally just touch the wall and just make sure you have a 4th hole or whatever number that you're currently going for. So we started at 3. Now we have 4. It is successfully overloaded. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to save our game. I'm going to turn off my game. I'm going to fly. And this has locked in our 4 holes. And technically, you can start shiny hunting right now. If you don't want to do this process again, you have 1 guaranteed Gible hole. So, once again, we have 4 holes now. There's going to be 1 there sometimes. 1 that could spawn right here, but we didn't get a spawn there. 1 here, and this one is our guaranteed Gible. And then we have 1 here. So we have 4 spawns, and you could literally just start shiny hunting this by just fly spamming at this point. You can also bench reset at this point. Now, the reason why this is happening with a guaranteed Gible is because there's a total of 6 Pokemon that can spawn. But normally the game only has 3 spawns. But because we're forcing a 4th hole, which the game doesn't have, it's forced to spawn all 3 of its Drillbur and a Gible. Now, sometimes you can get more than 1 Gible, but it's going to be pretty common that it's just going to be 1 Gible because the other holes only have an 8% chance. So we got our 4 holes, and once again, we got ourselves the Gible there. Once again, it's great. And yeah, if you have like a fly macro, you can just hit the fly macro and just AFK this overnight. But of course, you would rather do this with all of the Gible, with all 3 guarantee Gible. So now you're gonna do it again and again, 2 more times if you want to max it out. So we'll show off 1 more time here. Also, like I said, you have to do a lot a lot of fly spamming to get another alpha. We got another alpha. I also got a shiny Nummel during this process, but I don't care about that. We're here for a Gible. So once again, we need the Drover to use Dig, and we are going to leave once it uses Dig. Now, you can definitely feint, and I would recommend that you get good at dodge rolling because it will be very annoying. Also, probably save before you do the alpha, just in case that you do feint. You can just reload your save instead of going back to the Pokemon Center. It's annoying. All right, so we use Dig. We're just going to head right outside here, and then we are going to save our game right when he pops here. I mean, you can just save it again if you want to make sure he spawns in the overworld, and then save your game, turn off your game, reload your game, and we're going to do the exact same steps that we did before. And the first thing we're going to do is he's going to be mad at me, and that is A-okay. We're going to try to break his chain, but get him to stand right here and save our game. So what we're going to do is take him out. He likes to walk. He likes to Naruto run. And then he's going to break his chain around here. And then we are going to run up to him and outspeed him. And then we're going to save our game right here. And now we're going to reload our game. And then we are going to go and put a pin on him. Okay, we are now going to put a pin. And then we're going to move back 65 meters from him. And then we're going to do another save and reload. It wasn't a perfect pin, so I'm going to go like 64 because it was a little bit in front of him. So save our game, reload our game. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to get him to pretty much chill in front of the Wild Zone gate. And now, also, don't go beyond 70. We're going to despawn him. But we're good. He should still be here because we only won 64. And essentially, we told the game, hey, put in a new hole spawn. All right, so now we need him to go right here. To go right here, and then we're going to save our game. I want him to be a little bit closer onto the gate, though. You can also see our holes. We got 2 holes there. We're not in the zone, so we can't see all our holes yet. But we should have 4 holes right now if we did everything right. So we don't want to actually go in. I am going to dodge roll. And now I'm going to come in, save my game, and then reload my game. So now he's back onto the door. And if we did everything correctly, we should have 4 hole spawns chilling out here. So now we need to make our 5th hole. So just to make sure we have 4, 1 hole there, 2 hole here, 3 hole, 4 hole there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a pin on the Drover. And this is going to allow us to know that we are 70 meters away from the Pokemon. Now, you also don't want to activate any of the other Pokemon out of their holes because that's just going to make it annoying, and it might actually break the method. So what we're going to do is we are going to go 70 meters away. If we can get out of the way. I think like 72 is fine. You can touch the wall too, but we're just going to go here to despawn it. So we despawn the Drover and give it enough time to load. We should have a new hole pop in to give us a total of 5 holes. So we know this hole right here is one of the holes, so that's 1 hole. Now let's check our holes over here. This is number 2, this is number 3, and then this is number 4, and then this is number 5. So now we have successfully done the loading method. We are good to go, and the Drover is gone because essentially we made a 5th hole, and now we have 2 guaranteed Gible spawns. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to save my game. I'm going to lock that in essentially by saving and reloading my game. We now have 5 holes, and now we just got to make our 6th hole. And how to do that is we need to make another Drover spawn in. So what we're going to do at this point is because we have our 5 holes, we're just going to fly. And the game's going to reload. And this is going to give us our 2 Gibles, 3 Drovers. So once again, let's check our holes. We got 2 on our left, 2 on our right, 1 behind here. So that's a Gible. That is a Drover. That is a Drover. That is a Gible. 2 guaranteed Gibles. That is a Drover. You can see that it is very simple and easy to do. And we're just going to do this 1 more time. Now, once again, if you just want to stop and you're like, man, this is a lot of work, I'm tired. You have 2 guaranteed Gibles. You can just fly reset for. You can bench reset for. It's just a super easy hunt. But if you just want to be even more optimal and have a higher chance of getting a shiny alpha Gible, and we got our 2 right there on the left. And then this should be 3 Drovers. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, every single time. It's just like that. Now, I have all 3 extra Gible spawns. Let's just double check. So 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, and then these 3, Gible, Gible, and Gible. So we're guaranteed 3 Gible spawns. We have a total of 6 holes. Everything is going great. And the best way to shiny hunt this, honestly, is going to be through fly spam. Fly spamming is just the easiest because you can AFK it, you can set a macro on your controller, and you can just come back to 3 shiny Gibles, and you're just going to hope that they're shiny alphas, ideally. But once again, we got our 3 Gibles. We know those 3 over there are going to be the Drover, so we're good to go. If you want to do a fly spam with a macro of an 8-bit Do Pro 3 controller, which I have right here, what you want to do is you want to have the map as far out as possible, and then you're going to go ahead, hit your macro button, and just fly spam. And that's all you got to do. Hit that macro. It's just going to do it for you. Hands-free shiny hunting. Wake up in the morning to a bunch of shiny Gible. Super fast, super easy stuff. Now, if you want to buy this controller, you can use my Amazon link. Use the macro here. You can download all my macros from my Google Drive, and feel free to use it to shiny hunt all the Pokemon you want in the game. But it's going to be super easy to get these shiny Gibles, especially when you have 3 of the whole setup, but you could do this with 1 or 2. Now we're going to be doing this on Switch 1, and shout outs to everyone who told me I was doing it wrong in the previous video for Switch 1, because it literally did not work for them. So hey, that was not a skill issue. That was me not giving you the correct information. So to rectify that, here's how you do it on Switch 1. So Switch 1, you're going to have 6 different spawners for the entrance, exactly the same as Switch 2. You're going to have 1 spawner here, 1 spawner in the middle, 1 spawner towards the door, 1 spawner towards the door, and then 1 spawner down here. And then this last spawner, the 6th spawner, is going to be right over here. Now, we need to find our spawner. So we got 1 spawn right here. Of course, you can have more than 1 spawn at once, but I just have 1 spawn. And it doesn't need to be an alpha. So that's the best part. No alpha is needed for this. An alpha doesn't hurt it, and you could do this with Gible potentially too. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag the Drover to the front. All right, he's out here. We're going to save our game. And now we're going to reload our game. Now that we're here, we're going to load and put a pin on the Drover. So hopefully we did it correctly. Good, we got a pin, and then we're going to run back 65. And we are going to just go ahead and save our game. So no need to bring a Pokemon out. That's not necessary here. We're going to go back, save our game, reload our game. Now we are back into our game. We are going to run back towards it, and our Pokemon should still be there. If the Pokemon's gone, then you did it incorrectly. You ran too far. Our Drover is still here. But what we should see now is we should see another hole that has spawned. Now, depending on how many Pokemon you brought, because technically you could have brought 3, we just need to see additional hole spawned in. And we actually got our hole. This is a hole that is real. This is a legitimate hole that has spawned in for the front entrance. So we have successfully duplicated the spawns from 1 to 2. So now to lock it in, we are just going to save our game. We're going to reload our game. Going to hit fly, and this is going to lock it in. Now, I do got to say, we don't have to worry about day or nighttime or anything. It doesn't really mess up. It doesn't remove the additional spawn, so that's good to know. So now we should have 2 guaranteed spawns. So let's see. We have 1 here. And we have 1 here. So now we have 2 spawns. Oh, and we can also continue making more holes. And it doesn't matter if they're Alpha Drover or not. So we got 1 spawn here. We got another spawn here. So now technically we have 2 Pokemon. We have 2 Pokemon, so now we can just bring on 2 Pokemon and do the exact same thing again. So again, we're going to get them as close as possible. We don't want them to dig out. We're going to save our game. We're going to reload our game. We're now going to put a pin right on the entrance where the Pokemon are. And they're pretty much right there. Now we're going to go 65 away. And we're going to save our game. And we reload our game. So we are going to run back to the Pokemon. And both our Pokemon are still here. If any of the Pokemon are gone, that means you didn't do it right. And now we're just going to double check. Do we have 2 holes in the right spawner? We have 1 hole. 1 hole in the right spawner. So 1 Pokemon definitely got duplicated. And we got a 2nd hole. So we got 2 Pokemon duplicated. It just took a little bit of a longer time to load it in because the Switch 1 is really doing its best right here. So what we're going to do is, because we did it correctly, we are going to go ahead and save our game. I'm going to reload my game. Now I am just going to hit fly. And if we did this correctly, we are going to be having a total of 4 spawns now. And we have 4 holes. It just took a minute to spawn in, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And because at this point we have 4 holes, we have a guaranteed Gible. Because how the spawner works is there can only produce 3 Gible and 3 Drober. Now, Drober being the common spawn, meaning that Drober is going to most likely spawn 3 times every time. But that leaves 1 Gible. So once again, we have 1 Gible. We got another Drober. We got another Drober. And most likely another Drober. Alright, so now we got our Pokemon at the door. We have a pin. And now we're going to run 65 away from the door once again. And then we're going to save our game. We're going to reload our game. Now we are going to go back. And if our Pokemon are still in the front, that means we did it correctly at the very least on the setup. All right, we have 2 in the front. That's perfect. And now we're going to check our holes. Do we have the same amount of holes as before? So we have 1 hole. We have 2 hole. And we should have 2 other holes. 3 hole. And we have 4 holes. So we did it correctly. We have 4 holes in the front. Perfect. And now I am just going to save my game. Reload. And we're back. So I'm just going to hit the fly button. And this is going to lock it in. And we are now going to have 6 spawns. 3 Drober. 3 Gible. All right. So let's see our 6 spawns. It may take a moment for everything to load because this is a switch 1. So yeah. 1. That's a Gible. 2. That's a Drober. 3. That's a Drober. 4, that's a Drober. 5, that's a Gible. And 6, that's a Gible. And now we have it perfectly set up on Switch 1. And I gotta say, as a Switch 2 mainer, I am way jealous of the Switch 1's method. Now, I'm not jealous of the load times because the load times are not great. But, yeah, you got 3 Gible every single time now. Now, if you hit the macro AFK like me, yours are going to come back to a bunch of shinies. I mean, all right, we got 1 shiny from this process, 2, 3 shiny from this process, 4 shiny. Did we get a Gible? And we got ourselves a Gible shiny. So there we go. I mean, super easy method. Now, something that is important, if you do catch the Pokemon, you will have to reset the hole for it. So I would not catch any shiny Drobers from this. Don't catch any shiny Drobers. If you're going for the Gible, don't catch the Drober shinies. Don't do it. Just wait for all 3 of the Gibles to shine, and you will be good to go, and you'll be happy. Anything else you can capture shiny, like the Machops, they don't affect anything else. Just avoid this Drober, catch the shiny Gible, and hopefully you get a Shalfa Gible. That would be everyone's goal. But there you have it, guys. That is how you shiny hunt Gible with the best exploit method for Pokemon Legends ZA. If you enjoyed this guide, please leave a like and subscribe. And we got plenty more ZA content coming to the channel. So stay tuned. But anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.